Hello and welcome to the Three Brothers Grimm. I'm Tim Grimm, and today's topic we'll be talking about is regional locked games. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk about this is you guys are already watching my Diablo series, or at least I hope you are, but I have a couple other series that I want to play, um, but they're all regionally locked by like Japan. So I have to download them as emulators. So I'm going to be recording them off of my phone. So the first one I want to try to do for you guys is a Rosario Vampire one. I already have that one already on my phone. So I've only played like 10 minutes of it. So I have like almost no idea what's going on in this game. It seems relatively easy though, but like I said, I only played like the first 10 minutes. The other one was a Soul Eater game. I think it was supposed to be a fighting game, but I kept seeing it for PlayStation 2 online, but I saw some reviews. Somebody bought it for their kid, and it turned out it was a regionally locked game, specifically only for a Japanese PlayStation 2. And that kind of gets me thinking. It's just like, okay, there are many people, including myself, who love Japanese animation. We love Japanese video games. I mean, for goodness sakes, I play a ton of Final Fantasy. My favorite video game of all time is Kingdom Hearts. Those were all made in Japan. So when the idea that something that I love I can't access because it was made in another country and I can't get that in this country. I mean, yes, you can buy it offline, but if you don't have the correct regional key, you can't play it in your system. You have to buy a regional Japanese PlayStation to play the Soul Eater game. And as far as I know, when the Rosario Vampire DS game was released, yes, that is a DS game I'll be playing. I'm sure you guys can look it up until I get it posted, but yeah, that one I assume was regional locked as well. And it's just like, okay, well, these are games that I know the fans are going to want to play. I want to play them. But because they were made in Japan and apparently maybe not considered popular enough in America to have it actually released here, we're never going to get some of these games. And that also brings me to another thing. Kingdom Hearts originally had two different versions. It had Kingdom Hearts in America, like American, and then they had Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, which was the Japanese version, which had all the extra stuff. Now, nowadays, we absolutely have the Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. But when Kingdom Hearts first came out, we didn't have the Final Mix, which means there was at least a couple of scenes, couple extra abilities, you know, other things that, were not accessible to us or was just completely skipped over. I'm pretty sure that there was a fight scene in Kingdom Hearts 1. I know in Kingdom Hearts 2 you completely skipped over the fight with Roxas, which I don't know why they did that, because Roxas, at least for me, was not that hard of a fight. And I played it on, I believe, Proud mode, though granted I've beaten that game like 8 times. So that should not have been that hard for me anyways. I think I died like twice to him and then I finally got him. But either way, it was just like, okay, there were scenes I had never seen before after I got the Final Max game. There were like there was a Keyblade, like it was two become one was the Keyblade you got from Roxas after defeating him, which would unlock final form. And in the original American released version, you would randomly get final form at some point after battling enough, getting to a high enough level. And it's like, okay, well, that doesn't really do anything for me, so that kind of sucks. What am I saying? It didn't suck that I did that. There were some times during the games where I just would not get final form. It was like a random thing they just put on randomly. You didn't get this special Keyblade for it. It was in the Japanese version. You had to use this particular Keyblade, otherwise you wouldn't get it. And it's like, okay, that's a really cool idea. Why didn't they leave that in for the American version? But you know, it just confuses me. So that's kind of my 2 cents on regional lock games. It's just like, at least in Japanese regional lock games, it's just like, Japan, we like your games. We really like your games. If there's a possibility that you can release them to us in America, do it more often, please, because we love these games. And if these games have been released in America and I just didn't know about it, that's a high likelihood. But I know that at least some of the voice actors for these animes do voice acting for other video games. I know the actress for Maka from Soul Eater does the voice acting for Lightning's sister in Final Fantasy 13. So she does other video games. I'm sure she would not have had a problem voice acting Maka for the video game. Now I don't know about Misha Solsad, which actually I got to meet him, but that's for a different video altogether. But yeah, I just don't think that this would have been an issue. So it baffles me that some of these games were never released in America. Or at least if they were, I had never heard about them. So, yeah, if you guys have any regional lock games you want me to try out, see if there's an emulated version online. If there's a translator for them too, that'd be great too. Translated version. I had to actually the Rosario Vampire game I actually downloaded actually was translated by somebody else. I don't know how good the English is for that. Could be totally off base for what the actual game actually had, but it's close enough at least for the time being. So, but yeah, if you guys want me to try to play some regionally locked games, leave them in the comments below. Follow me on Twitter at Three Brothers Grimm. That's a 3 and then Brothers Grimm, no spaces. And yeah, like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.